Hey guys, it's Courtney from Willow's Bloom, a sanctuary of self-care for female entrepreneurs online on willowsbloom.com and here on YouTube. So today I want to talk about an astrology topic. Yay! I want to talk about your missing element. So in case you didn't know, our astrology charts have a variety of elements and you can have a lot of fire, water, air, or earth in your chart. And I'm going to show you today how you can actually calculate that. But before I do, I want to explain what these energies actually mean. And if you have an imbalance, I'm going to let you know how you can actually balance it out. What activities will help you create a balance within yourself. There's also going to be a PDF that you can download below with a summary of all of this. So you guys can go ahead and click that link now to have a look. Okay, so I want you guys to take a second and think about your friends or the people that you know. Do you know someone who's really courageous and very decisive and action-oriented? Maybe you know someone else who's very intuitive, very emotional and sensitive. Or maybe you know someone who's very social and very chatty and is a really good writer or speaker. Or you might know someone who likes to budget for fun and pays their taxes a month ahead of time. So what I just mentioned are actually all of the elements. The very first one is fire that I mentioned. And fire has a lot of passion and energy and activity. They're the pioneers. They are not afraid to go out and forge the way, the new path. They have a lot of energy to begin activities, but their negative side is that they don't always have a lot of energy to sustain activities. The second one I mentioned is water, that very intuitive and almost psychic and emotional friend. Their superpower are the things that I just mentioned. But unfortunately, when you're somewhat psychic or intuitive and you're so in touch with your emotions and other people's emotions, what can happen is that you have lots of energy leaks. You have trouble setting boundaries, and you might have trouble actually grounding yourself on this planet and doing day-to-day tasks that push your life forward, because maybe you're in dreamland and emotion land. The third element that I mentioned was air. People with air dominance in their chart tend to be really amazing communicators. They're so great at connecting with people and they don't take things too personally. However, when you have too much air, that means you're really up in your head. Maybe you have trouble processing your emotions. Maybe you have trouble actually sitting down and working on tasks one at a time because maybe you want to do a bunch of things at once and you tend not to finish them. That is an overly dominant air. And the last element that I mentioned was an earth person. This is the person that wants to do their taxes way ahead of time. They're really good at being grounded and stable and secure and being very smart when it comes to these earthly things like setting a budget or planning for the future or saving your money or showing up to work on time. These are the kinds of earth activities. However, when you have too much earth, you might hold on to things that aren't actually for your own best interest because you might be a little bit out of touch with your emotions. If I have a ton of earth, I might not know that this relationship isn't actually benefiting me, and I might think that I can just work harder at it. Yeah, I'm guilty of this. I have definitely done this. I'm like, this isn't working. I just need to work harder. I can make this work. No, because you know, something was not right there. So I was not in touch with my emotions and my water element. So I'm gonna show you guys now how to actually find out which one you're dominant in, and then I'll show you how to rebalance yourselves so that you don't end up in that situation where you're striving and trying to make a relationship work, but in reality, you're just being out of touch with your emotions. Okay, so what I want you guys to do is click on the link below. It's the Astro app link, and I'll also put it here up on the screen. Once you go to this website, you're gonna go ahead and create an account. You're going to log in and launch the app. It's that red button in the corner. Once you launch it, you're gonna create a new chart by going to Charts, New, and then you're going to add your birth time, location, and date. And the time has to be accurate, has to be exact. And then from here, you're gonna go to Details, Stats, and Stats by Element. From here, you'll see that there is a graph that pops up and you can see the colors that are associated with each element. And you'll be able to visually see which one you have way more of and which one you have too little of. So as you can see on my chart, I have a ton of earth energy and a little bit less of everything else. So what I want to do is do activities that will stimulate my other elements in order to rebalance myself. So I'm going to start listing out activities that will help rebalance you. If you have a weak water element, in this case, you need to become more in touch with your emotions and your intuition. A great way to do this is by actually swimming in the ocean, surprisingly, talking to a therapist in order to process your emotions, hiring an intuitive coach, practicing art just for the fun of it and not judging yourself, meditating, just sitting in quiet with yourself, keeping a dream journal. This is very heavily water element, dreams, so you can even daydream, or you can watch sappy movies trying to make yourself cry. These are the kinds of things that will help stimulate the water element in your chart. If you have weak earth, you need to ground yourself in this earthly reality. A great way to do that is by having people around you that are heavy in earth. So if you have a business, but you're high in water and low in earth, you might want to hire someone like an accountability coach, someone that will help you see your tasks through from start to finish. You could also hire someone who's good with numbers, or a project manager, or even an assistant who can keep track of your tasks and also hold you accountable. Other things that you can do are plan for the future and set your annual goals. You can also start a budget. You can even take off your shoes and ground in the earth and walk in nature and hug trees and work in the garden, connecting with this earth element. Even simple things like running errands and checking things off your to-do list or doing yoga outside will cultivate that earth element as well. Okay, so my weakest element is fire. And in order to cultivate fire, you need to have more playfulness in your life and more passion and vigor and heat as well, because it is fire after all. So in order to do this, I recommend spending time outside or in the sauna. I love to be at the beach and I love to just sweat it out in hot yoga. This feels amazing. I also love to light candles, which you can probably see in the background here, which is literal fire. And going to a bonfire, again, literal fire, bringing that into your life. Another great thing to do is volunteer to become a leader of some sort, because being up at the front and leading people is a very fire activity. You can also try new hobbies, because you want to experiment and learn and try new things. That kind of playfulness that comes from not being good at something but trying it anyway, that is all fire energy. You can also dance around your room and make a fool of yourself, or just do anything where you feel like you're releasing that vitality or that human energy within you. And lastly, if you have weak air, then what you want to do is spend more time in your head. So maybe you want to write more or speak more and connect with others. You can also travel. This is a great way to connect with people. And you can spend time trying to present your ideas to people. Forcing yourself to articulate difficult ideas, that is all air. And the more that you practice, the better you'll be at it. Another air thing is to be present in this moment now. To talk to strangers that you don't know, kind of make yourself a little bit uncomfortable, but also using your communication skills. And lastly, to learn a new skill or to learn a new thing. Maybe you want to take up French or, I don't know, something else like guitar. This would be a very air activity. Okay, so I want you guys to comment below, what is your missing element, or are you completely balanced? If so, you're very, very lucky. Thank you guys so much for staying tuned. And if you guys like this video, then you'll probably like my other videos concerning astrology. I have an astrology basics video, and I also have a video about the soul of your business in astrology. So if you want that, I'm gonna link that below in the description, and I'll link them in the cards as well. Thank you guys so much for staying tuned. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment below about your missing element, and most importantly, please hit that notification bell, because that's actually how you're going to get my videos each week. Thanks so much. Bye.